Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and I wanted to do a project bike update video for our Yamaha WR250R dual sport project bike. What we've got here is our 2008 Yamaha WR250R. All the parts that I talk about in this video will work on a 2008 model all the way up through the current model year, which happens to be 2019. They really haven't changed this bike much other than graphics and a couple different minor changes to the color of the plastic and stuff like that. So it'll work on a 2008 all the way up to 2019 and probably beyond. It'll also work on a Yamaha WR250X Supermoto, which they made from 2008 to 2011. Real quick, I'll just mention our websites. Our main online store is soloracer.com. If you go there and navigate to the Yamaha WR250R parts section, you'll find all the parts I talk about in this video. There's also a page on there for this project bike that'll give you all the details on the different parts that we've got installed on it. We also have a blog at SRmoto.com, and there's just more photos and details on some of the project bikes. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to kind of walk around the bike and point out the different parts that we've got installed. If you want more details on them, obviously go to the website and we've got much more information on each of the parts. I'll kind of start with the performance modifications. On this bike, we're running our FMF PowerCore 4 performance exhaust package, and we've done the FMF PowerCore 4 muffler and the FMF Megabomb header pipe. If you're looking for a little bit quieter exhaust system, I'd lean towards the FMF Q4 performance package. It's going to be a little bit quieter muffler than this PowerCore 4. So that's the full exhaust system. There's a couple other optional parts to the package. You can't really see on the bike, so I'll just talk about them real quick. We've done the EJK EFI controller on this bike, which is just a real simple plug and play device that will help accommodate the aftermarket exhaust and possibly an air filter if you're doing that. We also offer a Power Commander 5 if you want to go the Power Commander route. We've also done the X-Up emulator on this bike, which plugs the little plug and play device. After you pull all the X-Up stuff off the bike, you'll plug in that little X-Up module. It'll trick the bike into thinking that stuff's on there and keep from getting a dash or a light on the dash. We've also done the Ais Removal Kit, air induction system removal kit, as part of that package. So that's the performance exhaust package, again, FMF PowerCore 4. And we've also done an aftermarket air filter on the bike. We've done our No Toil Superflow air filter kit. That's pretty much it as far as performance goes. Really wakes the bike up. Obviously makes it sound a lot better. A lot more fun to ride with the aftermarket exhaust, that's for sure. So that's the performance parts. Next I'll talk about the lighting and electrical changes we've made. We're running our DRC Edge 2 taillight kit. And inside the taillight, we've installed the 12 O'Clock Labs LED upgrade board, which is just a little bit brighter. LEDs, has safety brake pulsing built into it. Pulses your brake light a couple times. Also has the ability to flash integrated turn signals if you want to. We don't have that activated on this bike. I'll kind of show you the turn signals here. On this bike, we're running 12 O'Clock Labs animated LED turn signals. You can see we've got the scrolling flash going. Those bolt right up to the side of the DRC Edge 2 taillight kit. So that's what we've done in the rear. And in the front, I'll talk about handguards in a second, but we've got the optional integrated LED turn signals that are offered with the Zeta Armor handguards. We've also done 12 O'Clock Labs running light adapters in the front, which are wired in with these front turn signals that'll make them work as running lights in addition to turn signals. We've also got a 12 O'Clock Labs fixed rate turn signal flasher installed, which is a little plug and play device. Plugs up right behind the side panel by the battery, and it'll make these LED turn signals flash slow like the stock turn signals do. Otherwise, without that fixed rate flasher module, they'll hyper flash. They'll just flash a little bit faster. Headlight bulb, we've replaced the stock headlight bulb. Can't see it because the bike's not running, but we've got a Cyclops LED headlight bulb installed, much brighter than the stock headlight. It's a lot whiter in color. It's not that yellow color that the stock halogens are. Very popular upgrade for this bike if you're looking for a brighter headlight. It's an H4 type bulb, so it plugs in just like the stock bulb. Very simple installation. We've also done a 12 O'Clock Labs speedometer calibrator on this bike to make the speedometer more accurate, make the odometer accurate. We've done a 12 O'Clock Labs gear shift indicator. You can see it there to the right of the dashboard. That'll just basically tell you what gear you're in at all times. So that's it for the lights and electrical products that we've installed. Protection, skid plate, Moose Racing plastic skid plate. Real simple to install. Does a nice job of protecting the engine. Moose Racing headlight guard. Protect the headlight. Real simple bolt-on install. Flatland Racing radiator guards. Zeta Armor hand guards. Done the blue aluminum on this bike. These are very popular for these. Done the blue aluminum with black plastic protectors. And I mentioned earlier the integrated LEDs. You can get these in a bunch of different color combinations. So check that out on the website, Zeta Armor handguards. Normally those come with handlebar clamps, but we've replaced those with Zeta triple clamp mounts. Just a sturdier way to mount the handguards. Cleans up the handlebars since you don't have clamps attached to the handlebars. So that's the Zeta Armor handguards. Zeta heel guard. It's this black right here. It comes in titanium silver now. They don't have the black anymore, but it basically replaces that big plastic piece that's bolted to the top of the swing arm. So that's the Zeta heel guard. Zeta aluminum frame guards. You get 2 of them. These will just help protect the frame, keep it from getting all scratched up. And on this side, you'll notice too, it also covers the rear brake master cylinder. Brake disc guards. Zeta rear brake disc guard. And in the front, Flatland Racing, real simple bolt-on aluminum that will protect your front rotor. I think that's it as far as protection goes. Handlebars. We've done one of the big changes we made. We added a Scott steering stabilizer. We did the underbar mount, so we had to change the handlebars. We used to be running Pro Taper Contour. We used to have the Woods High Bend on this bike with the Zeta RX2 Zeta RX2 handlebar mounts. We had to scrap all that when we did the steering stabilizer, since the steering stabilizer comes with their own risers and handlebar mounts. And we discovered once we raised the bars, this setup raises the bars about 40 millimeters compared to stock. So those Pro Taper in the Woods High Bend would not work very well anymore. They were just a little bit too high. So we did Pro Taper Evos, 1 1/8 inch bars in the steering dampener low bend. And those seem to work real well. Still higher than they were before, but we were still able to use the triple clamp mounts for the handguards and everything. Cables were fine. So that's what we're running now. We're also running the Pro Taper Pillowtop Grips and G2 Tamer throttle tube, aluminum throttle tube. Run these on all the off-road bikes. Real nice. The Tamer setup is real good, you know, gives you a little better throttle control off-road. Helps with the snatchy throttle, stuff like that. We've also replaced the stock levers with DRC short levers. These are about 3/4 inch shorter than the stock levers. They just work a little bit better with handguards. Let's see, Seat Concept seat, another very popular item on these bikes. We're running the low foam height, which is about 3/4 inch lower than stock. It's also available in a standard height, which is about the same as stock. And we're running the black gripper top cover, the cover material anyways, black gripper top, blue sides. It's also available in a couple other different options. You can get gripper top with black carbon vinyl sides. And as I mentioned, you can get it in a standard height or a low height. A lot more comfortable than the stock seat. About 2 inches wider at the part you sit on, so just a lot more comfortable than that narrow stock seat. Foot pegs. Replace the stock foot pegs with these Zeta aluminum foot pegs. They come in blue for this bike, direct bolt on. They reuse the factory foot peg springs. A lot nicer than the stock pegs, wider, more teeth for grip, lighter weight since they're aluminum. So that's the Zeta aluminum foot pegs. Replace the stock brake pedal. On this bike, it's got the DRC folding brake pedal. They've renamed this. It's now the Zeta trigger brake pedal, but it's essentially the same one. It's got a rotating tip on it to help protect it. So that's the Zeta trigger brake pedal. Comes in blue and black for this bike. And then we're also running a Zeta folding shift lever, also blue and black. It's got a folding tip on it. ProMoto billet cargo rack. Very popular for these bikes. To run a tail bag. And let's see, lowering the bike. A lot of people lower this bike because it's so tall. As I mentioned, that Seat Concept seat is lower, about 3/4 inch lower, so that's going to help. And then we've also done another very popular mod on these bikes, the Yamaha. Lowers the bike about 1 inch on its own, and then about 1 3/4 to 2 inches if you combine that with the factory lowering option. If you do a Google search on WR250R factory lowering, you'll find out how to do that. So you can get 1 inch to 2 inches lower with this Yamaha. Gas tank, can't really see it here. We're running an IMS 3.1 gallon fuel tank. So it gives you another gallon of fuel over the stock fuel tank. Still can use your stock shrouds and everything. Real popular for these bikes. Come in black, natural, and I believe we have some of the blue ones as well. So that's an IMS 3.1 gallon tank. It's got a retro graphics kit on it for the tank shrouds. Some blue parts. Zeta oil filter cover in blue. We're running the Zeta blue billet kit, which includes a couple different things like the oil filler plug. Comes with blue axle blocks for the rear. Comes with blue engine plugs. brake clevis, blue brake clevis, and I believe a valve cap stems as well. That's the Zeta blue billet kit. DRC radiator hose kit in red. Also comes in blue for this bike. You get 3 different hoses. Tires. Pirelli MT21s in the front. 90/90 by 21 size. In the rear, we've got a Michelin T63 on it right now. That tire I don't believe is still made. This is a 130/80 by 18. We're gonna probably put another Pirelli MT21. I think it's available in that same size, the 130/80/18. We also might put a Dunlop D606 on it. We've run that on a couple bikes. But that's what we're running for tires. Michelin tubes. And then we've currently got SM Pro Platinum dirt wheels on it. Blue hubs, black rims. We're probably going to be swapping these out for Warp 9s here at some point. We're a Warp 9 dealer now, so we'll have the Warp 9 off-road wheels for this bike. EK chain. Running the EK 520 MVXZ2, I believe. It's an X-ring chain in gold. Real good for dual sport bikes. DRC rear sprocket. I believe Sunstar front sprocket. Bags. Currently we're testing out this new bag. It's a giant loop tank bag. This is the Diablo Pro model, I believe. Seems to fit this bike real nice. One of the things I like about these, they mount further forward on the tank than most tank bags, and they actually cover the gas cap. And if you want to add fuel, you just unzip this over like that, and the tank bag flips open and you can get to your gas cap. Kind of a real slick setup. We used to run the Wolfman Enduros, which is a slightly smaller tank bag. This one's a little bit bigger. Seems to fit the bike real well though. And I kind of like that. I like the fact that it sits further forward on the tank. It doesn't get in your way as much as some tank bags do. So that's a giant loop Diablo Pro. And then I mentioned earlier, Pro Moto billet cargo rack. We get a lot of questions about what lift stand we use to lift these bikes up. We use DRC stands. Real simple, adjustable stand, slides under the bike, and then you use the little foot pedal to press down and it'll lift the bike up in the air. I think we have a separate video on the website that kind of demos how to use it. Real easy to use, and they work really well with these dual sports and supermotos. So that's the DRC, I believe it's the H2 lift stand. You can find those on the website. I think that's pretty much it. I'll just mention real quick, we also run this bike as a supermoto. So we're running, these are Warp 9 supermoto wheels. Done the blue and black combo as well. Bridgestone S20 Evo Hypersport tires. Front's a 110/70 by 17. The rear's a 150 by 60 by 17. So 150/60 by 17. 110/70 by 17 for the front. And we've got the oversized 2-piece front brake caliper, or brake rotor. It does come with in that bag, there's a little mounting bracket to relocate the stock caliper to work with the larger front rotor. It's a separate page on the website. If you go there for the supermoto conversion, you can get all the details on what we did to the bike to convert it to a supermoto. I think that's about it. Again, if you go to our website, soloracer.com, you'll find all the details about this project bike, as well as our supermoto project bike. You'll find all the parts that I've talked about in this video. If you have any questions, our email address is on the website. You can shoot us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Stay tuned for more updates. We'll be doing some other stuff to this bike here shortly. So again, it's Brett from SRmoto with our Yamaha WR250R dual sport project bike. Thanks for watching.